Hi, and welcome back to Stamp with Ginger and the Magic Hands. Good morning. I hope all of you had a nice Easter Sunday. And I have a special card to make. This is the card that was selected by the people that voted that I had on the internet. And let me show you the card. It's a very cute little card. This is the card. And that's the little bee up there. And it's a fun card. And then the inside looks like that. So that's what I'm going to demonstrate how to make, it's a very easy card to make. But it turns out pretty, and obviously people like it because they voted for it. So let's go. First of all, I want to show you this. I think you've seen me use them, but I'm not quite sure. Underneath here you can see a piece of paper that sort of looks bumpy and wrinkly, and that's because I used this, and I call it the swirly one, the swirly embossing folder. But I put a piece of paper inside that, and then I put it through the Big Shot. I'm not going to do that today. I think you've all seen me do it before. And then it comes out really pretty. It looks like this because I did it already on this one, and you can see the whole thing. So that's the embossing, and that goes that's the second layer of that card. So I'm going to put that back. Now, the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to get the base of the card. The base of the card is just like any card you buy in the store. There's a part that you open and close, and if nothing was on it, that would just be the base. So my base is a Highland Heather, and I love this color. I think it's really pretty, and I've used it a great deal. And this is called Pool Party. So it's appropriate that it has these little swirly things on it since it's called Pool Party. And let's see, this one is underneath this will be a little sheet of white, only because I wanted it to stand out a little bit and have a frame. So that goes next on here, and this goes in the middle, in the center like that. So what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to stamp that little guy on here, this little thanks and the little bee. Now, let me see. Let me get this in place. There. And I'm going to get my stamp, which is right here. It's a kind of big one, this stamp. You know what? Just one second. Honey, could you hand me that ribbon right there by the Big Shot? Yes, I had it out, but forgot to bring it to my table. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to stamp this all up, which is simple to do. You just take this pad. Because it's large, I prefer to go along and do it this way rather than put the stamp on a short little pad. So you can see it turning black, which means the ink is pretty well on there. So I'm going to set it down. Very good to put the lid back on whenever you're using these, because if you don't, or at least if I don't, I'll definitely stick my hand or my elbow or something in it and get ink all over. So, all right, we've got that. Now, I have to be pretty careful about, does that look, yeah. All right, about where I place this, because it'll go over the edge. So I'm going to move it down just a tad and go down. And I'm going to hope that it's not only straight, but that all the letters came out well. Okay, by the way, I don't know, if you're not in the stamping world, you may not realize that this June is the end of our stamping year, and we get a new catalog every June. So we're very excited because I've seen the catalog online, but we're not allowed to show anybody. This is called Tranquil Tide, and it's a real pretty green. And I'm going to color in the leaves. Did I? Yeah. Okay, I'm going to color these leaves in so that they'll look nice and pretty. Okay, and this one. And let's see, where's another one? Here's another one. And this one's kind of just off the edge, but that's okay. So those are the leaves, and that's all I'm going to do to them. And then what I'm going to do is take this little bee, and I'm going to, he's all cut out, and I'm going to overlay him onto this bee. Now I managed to not be able to cut those little skinny antennae, or I didn't do a great job on this little tiny flower, so I think we'll just use the one that's there. Where are my little scissors? And I can cut that off because it'll look better with the one that's there than this arm that I couldn't do. Okay, so I'm going to trim this. It's very hard to cut some of these little tiny things. Fortunately, we have framelits that does it for us most of the time. We just place those dies right over the item and it cuts it out in the big shot. But some of them don't come with framelits, so this one is one of those. All right, so let me see. All right, I'm going to use a framelit, then dimensional, to put him on there so he'll stand out. Let me see if he's big enough for this. I think I better cut this one in half. Now, when I'm going to cut something that's sticky like this, it's sticky on the bottom and the top, and I don't want to use my good scissors, so what I've done is I have a pair of scissors with a red string on it, and that tells me that those are the ones I cut sticky things with. So I usually don't use them to cut much else. So now that's big, not too big for the little back of this bee. So I'm going to put it on like that, and one is enough. Then I have to peel this part off, okay, and put him right over this one. See if he fits right over. Okay, there you go. And that gives him some dimension. And antennae, because I didn't cut those out. Okay, now there is one thing that we have to add, and that is his, googly eyes. I think these are fun. You get these in children's craft areas. And, of course, when I was out one day, I thought, oh, for sure I can use those one, it's with something. So sure enough, here's my bee. Now I have to find the right eye. Okay, no, that one's too big. But I could have done this ahead of time, but this is so much fun to see me struggling with it and having the things stick to me. Let me see if I can find another small one. Okay, there it is. I see it. Now all I have to do is get it to come out of this container. And I did. Ugh, there's something over there falling down. Okay, so googly eyes I found. And this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to just put as tiny a bit of glue as I can. Okay, it's coming out. Like this on this one. And this on this one. Might be a little too much on that one. All right, and then I'm going to take this little eye and I'm going to put it right there on top of that eye. And then this one goes right there on top of the other eye. Well, yeah, great. Did good job. Nothing like playing with little eyes. All right, there we go. That one's in its right spot also. So now, when that dries, his little eyes will shake. And they're very funny. They're funny now, just sitting still like that. Okay, and I think I'm going to color that. I don't know if it'll turn a different color, but I think the flower would be pretty if it was a different color. And I need to fix this wing. I did it with, I think, balmy blue. And let me see, what would be a nice color? I know what I can. Ugh. Well, it's a good thing there's no paint this week. Okay, it's really a lot of fun watching me do this, isn't it? All right, I'm going to make the flower a darker purple, and that way it'll stand out a little bit. All right, now we've got that taken care of. So I'm going to set this aside for a minute, and we're going to put the, oh, I know I need to stamp one more thing. I need to stamp the inside message. Get off there. Will you help me here today?